Hey everyone, we're here at Jonathan's kitchen. Jonathan's going to show you how to make your meals for the entire week.
Or not so much the entire week, but for a few days at a time. See, I eat a lot of food, so my one serving is like 3 meals for somebody else. So we're just going to cook a large amount in one time and then separate it into different meals, put them in the different Tupperware sections and whatnot. We'll show you how it's done. Cool? That's good. So this is always this first step. Obviously cut off all the fat or basically anything that's white. For me, I just do it that way. Poultry scissors. They're actually made for this. The reason why I chop it up this way is because it actually, number one, I can season a little bit easier, and then secondly, it's easier to cook, meaning that since they're in smaller pieces. So instead of one chicken breast taking 20 minutes, the tiny little pieces might take like 7 to 8 minutes.
Yeah, sometimes with the bigger pieces, it takes longer to cook on the inside. You might see the outside be cooked. Then once you cut it open, the inside's still uncooked.
Pink. Yeah, exactly. So this is it looks gross, but
so the thinner it is, easier to cook.
So we buy the big things of chicken, just because I go through them so quickly, and it's cheaper this way. Since this is like my off-season plan, you're not gonna see a lot of vegetables in my meals. I do eat a lot of like rice, potatoes, and whatnot, just complex carbs, but I don't eat so many vegetables just because all it's going to do is make me full and bloated, and I still need to eat the rest of my food throughout the day. Now, if I were dieting, you'd obviously see that it'd be different.
But if they wanted, you wanted to eat vegetables, you just always throw in vegetables.
Exactly.
Every individual's different.
I just know that they're going to say something.
And wash your rice, Jonathan. Why isn't he washing his rice?
I don't care.
Get a rice cooker.
I bought the rice cooker.
You bought the rice cooker.
I guess all y'all bugging about it. Y'all made me get one, so.
You hurt his feelings.
Y'all did, but you know what? I actually like it. I'm not gonna lie. My mom hates it. When she comes around, I still cook for her with the regular way on the stove. That's just how I was taught. That's how my grandma still does it, and everybody else in my family. So. I've gone Asian in that sense, at least. Hanging around Han all the time. But I mean, you obviously get the point here. Just chopping this bitch up. Small pieces is key, just like I said. You'll see whenever I season it, because what I like to do is I like to season it all at once. And then actually let it sit in the fridge probably overnight. And then I'll cook the rest of it. But obviously I'll do this a little different today. That way I can see each step.
This is like almost 6 pounds of chicken for about $10.
It's pretty legit. Get rid of this, throw this in the garbage. See, what I do is I'll rinse out the chicken. It makes it a lot easier for me to season this chicken too. So these are my staple seasonings. I know y'all seen this before, this adobo. I recommend everybody else to go get some, because I swear y'all would not be disappointed. That's my staple seasoning anyway, so I'll just put it all over. A lot. Mix it up. Do it again. You're not going to season your food enough to where you put too much sodium in your food. Now, if you go out to eat for every single meal, then yes, you're eating too much sodium. Because a lot of things, they have a lot of preservatives in it. You don't know exactly how they're cooking the food.
You put a lot of MSG
in a lot of these things, so I mean,
after you eat out, you get that sleepy feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
You're all sluggish. That's a lot of MSG.
Bloated. I mean, you feel like shit. This right here is not the case at all.
So what do you put in there? Pepper?
That was some cayenne pepper. I like my food spicy, so I mean, if you notice, a lot of things that I eat, man, I'm cayenned out, dude. As you see, it does leave a little red tint to it. Just mix it all over. And then my favorite, I like to do Mrs. Dash. I do the onion herb today, but I have like lemon pepper, regular, the original. Man, a lot. But that just kind of gives it that extra bit of flavor to it. Not everybody has to do this, like I said, but I just like it. And then just mix away. It looks nasty, but man, does it make your chicken taste good.
How long you let it soak in there for?
So normally, I let it sit overnight. That way, it kind of lets the flavor kind of infuse into the chicken, because you'll definitely taste the difference. But we'll cook some now, obviously, because we're just kind of show you exactly what we're doing here. But what we'll do is I'll cook whatever amount and then have the rest for tomorrow. That way, I'll just fill up the Tupperware bowls for the rest of the days. Well, now I'm gonna put the non-stick spray on here. Have some olive oil flavor one. I like, it tastes pretty good. Put it on medium heat on the stove. This is just how I like my chicken cooked. Not only is it extremely tender, but it cooks so much faster. And the best part is cleaning is easy. So I just line it up, man. Let it fill up the whole pan. I'm gonna put the top on. I'm just gonna leave it on medium heat. So what that does is just let it cook. It's not too high, it's not too low. It'll probably cook for about 10-12 minutes, and it should be done. Basically, it's gonna steam it all the way through. So that's the reason why I don't flip it. Do I need to wash the rice? I guess I'm gonna wash it just for you guys. How about that?
There it is. He's washing the rice.
Just for y'all. I know y'all Asian people out there are like, yes.
I don't wash my rice.
I don't fucking care, but it is what it is. Get the extra starches out of it.
And I noticed that sometimes, like, depending on what rice you get, sometimes it's a little dirty or it might have some bugs or whatever in there. That's
true.
So, on the safe side, I guess we can wash the rice.
So we have 3 cups of rice in here. So 4 cups of water. Now, since I got the rice cooker, we're going to throw this bad boy on. Put on white rice. I guess that's what makes it so easy. You just click 2 buttons. And bam. Right here we have our sweet potatoes. I actually already baked them earlier, just for the fact of video purposes. That way it didn't take, because these obviously take a lot longer than everything else. So we'll move on to that whenever basically it just gets to packaging our meals together. Alright, next, while we have the chicken cooking here on the stove, we're going to go ahead and throw some tilapia on here. This is, they're tilapia loins. They don't look as big as the fillets, but they're a lot more meatier. So I put these directly on the pan. We have it like that. And then again, I put my basic seasonings on here. It makes things a lot easier. Like I said, easy to clean. Stove's already on. I put it on like 3 or 4 because it burns a lot easier than the chicken does. And we'll just let that cook. Again, cooking time while it's already defrosted is very short. 7-8 minutes. So it won't take that long at all. Now that basically all the food is cooked, the rice is almost done, I'm going to go ahead and step onto these potatoes. So my diet calls for 2 meals of potatoes. So what I'm going to do is be as exact as possible. 12 ounces. So we're going to put it on ounces here. This is my digital scale. And then we're just going to go ahead and start throwing these bad boys on. These are Japanese sweet potatoes. Hence why they're purple. I just like their flavor a lot more. They taste amazing. Alright, well, we're slightly over, so you get the point. So I'm going to go ahead and do this again.
How many pounds do you need?
This is 12 ounces per meal. So that's about 3/4 of a pound. Going 12 ounces exact. Let's go ahead and do one more. Like I said, we're packaging for basically as many meals as we possibly can. So there we go. So we're good with this now. Since I actually made the potatoes ahead of time, because they do take a little bit longer, what I did was I preheated the oven for 400, and once it was go, I opened it up. I just threw them on a pan and let them sit there for an hour and a half, and they cooked to perfection. The way you check on them is you literally just stick a knife in them, and if it goes all the way through, then we're good. But that was pretty much it on these. Now to the proteins. The meals that I have the sweet potatoes in, I actually have beef that I actually pre-cooked as well earlier. Like I said, I made it ahead of time for video purposes. Next, we're going to go ahead and measure in the tilapia. I'm going to make sure it's on 0 again, zeroed out. And then it's just, like I said, I measure everything, so here we are. That's about perfect. Usually it's 10 ounces, but we're a little over. With it being off season, I'm not really caring too much about it. It's good. And then let me go ahead and throw some chicken on here on the next ones. As you see, man, I mean, these things are pretty much just fork tender. I mean, they just rip apart. Super good. And I never flipped it, as y'all noticed. You can if you want to, but I don't. Zeroed it out, and then we just measure away. This will probably give me 1 to 2 meals. This took about 10 minutes to cook, so not very long at all. It's very time efficient. What I'm going to do with the chicken is go 8 ounces. We're just slightly under, but that's okay. We do it again. So this is how you prepare your meals, guys. It's not that hard. It's very simple. Just try not to make a mess. What I want you guys to understand is that the amount of food that I cooked right here is going to be basically more or less for your entire week, for everybody else's entire week, as opposed to mine. Because my food portion is going to be a lot bigger. So as you guys notice, you know, I'm eating 8 to 10 ounces of proteins. You guys probably more or less would be eating anywhere close to 4 to 5 ounces. So these amount of meals would spread throughout the entire thing. This is going to last me 2 to 3 days, because these are my during the day meals where I have chicken, rice, fish, potatoes, etc. My morning meal is eggs and oatmeal, like typical, but you know, you don't want to make that pre-cooked. And as well as my post before I go to bed meal is a shake and some peanut butter. Again, you just pre-package those. I like to stick them in like little Ziploc bags and whatnot, and just have it ready for me.
So remember, this is Jonathan's food portion. So Jonathan's a big dude. He's like 250 pounds?
Something like that.
Not everybody's 250 pounds. If you look at all the pro bodybuilders, you look at Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler's, all their diet videos, you see that they have a huge plate of food. It doesn't mean you have to eat that huge plate of food, because you're going to go to the bathroom in the next 3 hours if you eat that food portion. So right here, this is Jonathan's food portion, and what he made, you guys probably would make it, this would probably be people's meal in about a week. But for him, he has to spend a little more time to make more food, because the bigger you are, the more you have to eat.
Exactly. So like I said, if y'all notice, the way I portion down my meals, the proteins are going to be anywhere between 8 to 10 ounces. You know, for the typical average person that's just looking to get in shape, I mean, you know, you'll eat anywhere between 4, 5, 6 ounces at most. As well as the carbohydrate portions. My potatoes are 12 ounces. You know, you're more or less going to eat somewhere in between 4 to 8 at most. So like I said, even though this is going to take up 2 to 3 days for me, this will last you your entire week. So that's what we're kind of trying to show you, is obviously how to make things a lot more simpler and quicker, and something that tastes good as well.
So that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up, and check out John's channel. It's the link below. And John's got a new fan page. His other fan page, something's wrong with it, so check it out. The link's below, and add him on there. Later.